What is up, guys? So today we're gonna do something a little bit different. I am currently making and prepping all my meals for my upcoming sheep hunt, which is in 2 weeks. So I thought I'd document that and show you guys what I do. I do a little bit different than everybody else and a little more complicated, but it's still easy at the same time for me. Everybody's different, everybody's got their own personal preference. Lots of guys just go the easy route and buy pre-made meals, Peak Refuel, Mountain House, all that kind of stuff, which are great. They all taste great. They're awesome. I just like doing it this way because I enjoy the process and I think it tastes great, and it's just a lot cheaper, fraction of the price. So what I got here, I have some 2 pounds of ground bear, which is what I'm going to start with. That'll probably make me about 3 meals, and then I'll just continue on tomorrow and cook some more. Per pound, I like to use breadcrumbs in the meat when I cook it. That way, when you hydrate it later, it actually hydrates a lot better, and you don't have that gravel ground meat kind of texture. One thing that I do, I do 2 different ways that I make my meals. I do a batch of like a good spaghetti sauce, high cal stuff with noodles and meat, and then I'll add like Parmesan cheese, my own spices, stuff like that. And then this other route, it's a little bit easier, and I buy sidekicks. These are deadly. People eat them right out of the bag. I personally need the protein and the meat. It's a high cal, and it gives you a lot more calories throughout the day. So these ones, this is like a honey garlic noodle one, chicken fried rice, but I put ground meat in it too. And then this is probably my favorite, is the teriyaki noodle. I always get the ones that only require water, and then the ones that do not require any milk. Because normally, like the Alfredo pasta style ones, will do a cup of each. These are strictly just water. So this one, for a whole pouch, you are 600 calories just for this. And then if you add another 100 grams of ground meat, that's another like 259 calories for bear. So you're up there, 860 calories basically. Then you add a couple more things and then it's great. High cal, cheap. Those used to be like $1 each. Now they're, I don't know, I think they're like $3 now. But I got them on sale today, and I think they're $2.50. Still, when you harvest your own meat and you do it effectively and cost efficient and going this process, your meals are a hell of a lot cheaper. So, and I just enjoy doing it. But, so let's get on it. We're gonna start cooking our meat, and we're going to toast some bread and ground it up because I don't have breadcrumbs. And it's just as easy. Okay, so while your bear's cooking up, make 2 pieces of toast. I got this little tiny blender. It works pretty good. I just gotta do a couple batches of it. This little boy right here. So, pretty simple. Just make some toast, break it up, throw it in your blender. I just do 1 piece at a time. Doesn't need to be dust. It needs to be blended up. Something like that. And then you just add it to your bear while it's cooking. And you won't even notice it's in there. But it does help with rehydrating it. And it just seems to pull in that moisture a lot better. And you don't get that crunchy, chunky meat, even though you cooked it for the right amount of time and put in enough water and all that stuff, which you kind of get with some of those pre-made meals that I find. So we'll add that to our bear. We'll blend up this other piece and cook it up. Okay guys, so black bear is all cooked up with the breadcrumbs. Make sure if you're doing this with bear, you cook the bejesus out of it, because the dehydrator will not get hot enough to kill any trichinosis. So you got to make sure that you cook it fully before you take it off the grill, off the stove. So what we're gonna do, and this is what I do, is I weigh it cooked. Just after I cook it, I can let it cool off. I weigh it, and then I dehydrate it, and I weigh it again. So that way I can do the math on weight, calories, how much I'm actually using, and all that stuff. I'm sure you could just dehydrate it and all that stuff, but if you weigh it before and after, then you know how much moisture you've lost and you know how much water you need to add. I don't add too much more than what the sidekicks call for. It tends to work pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna weigh it up and then get it on trays and get it in the dehydrator. So from 2 pounds of uncooked black bear, we got 815 grams. And if your wife isn't home and you have one of these fridges, you can use a dry erase and just write on it. Or you can write it down on paper like a normal person, but so it's weighed up. Now we'll get it into our trays. Okay, we got our meat all spread out on our trays, kind of evenly across 4. These are really nice. You can lay them on the tray, and then you can actually put like liquid and stuff like here. So when you do your pasta sauce with noodles, these are super, super handy. Yeah, so we're gonna put them on the trays, which I already did. We're gonna put them on the dehydrator. I'm gonna set it to 140, and that's probably gonna run for the next 2 hours. Then I'll come and I'll switch my trays around and then run it for another 2 hours, and that's usually enough to get her done. So it's an old school one, works pretty good. It's probably older than I am, but I've never had an issue with it. So we're going to get them all stacked up here, turn it on, and dry it up. Okay guys, so it has been 4.5 hours. And everything is looking good. So what you want to do is you want to kind of get the big pieces, these big ones, and just make sure they're like crumbly. There's no moisture left in here. Everything just breaks up really well. So this meat is done. Just going to put it into a container, weigh it, and put it away. Then tomorrow, sit down and package our meals. Good morning guys. So it is the next day. I'm gonna quickly package this up so I can start working on different meals. So I did the math on everything. The bear cooked was 820 grams, which is the equivalent to 2,126 calories. So I did the math on it for the calories on my meals and what I want my meat to be. I'm actually gonna divide it up 6 ways, because if I divide it up 6 ways, it's 354 calories. Majority of these meals are anywhere from 500 to 600 calories. So that puts me in the 900 calorie range, 800 to 900. If you really want to get picky about it and even count the bread that we added to the meat, those 2 pieces of bread were 190 calories. So you divide that up 6 ways as well, which is 31.6 calories per meal. So you can do this with food saver bags. You just want the ones that are good for high temp, like the BPA free, I believe. Or I bought a multi-pack of Mylar bags. I think it was like 25 bucks. I got, I don't remember, like 15 of each different sizes. So these are the ones we're gonna use. Last year I used bigger ones, but these are gonna work just fine. So what I do is just get whichever meal you're gonna use. So we'll start with the teriyaki one. her open. Yeah, it smells deadly. And then for 354 calories a bear per serving. Dried meat is 50 grams. Just weigh it up. There we go. So that right there is 50 grams of dehydrated meat. Once rehydrated, this will be a lot. Like, it doesn't look like much now, but it's actually a lot. And then if you want to get real crazy, you can vac seal this and suck her right down. And then you just write on the bag. I'll write what it is, what flavor it is, the date I packaged it in case for some reason I don't eat it, and then how many calories it is. Sometimes I'll even write the total weight. Like, I'll weigh the whole thing and see how much, which that meal is 244 grams. And it's, as it sits right now, it is 985 calories for that, which is pretty good. And it costed me like $4. So that's it. I'm gonna do that with the rest of these. I got more bags, more meals. The one that is kind of like a pasta one, these are like the old one from last year, but this is a garlic butter with lemon. It's pretty good. More of like a creamy sauce, but it only requires water. So with that one, chicken fried rice, Mexican rice, teriyaki noodles, which is my favorite one, and that's also the same one that I just did. So, honey garlic. So that's about it. I'm gonna package all these up, and then I'll make another video for when I do like make my own pasta sauce and noodles and stuff like that. We'll do it again. But if you want to add stuff to this, Parmesan cheese, seasoning, green onions, like, you can, sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want. Awesome. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one.